Hello everybody. It's been I don't know how many days since the last one, but I'm going to try and get back to doing this daily. It's going to be a little bit more difficult this week. I have a few assignments due. I have a test on Tuesday that I am not happy about. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm gonna try my hardest to get everything out while doing school and not really slacking, and we'll see how well that goes for me. Anyways, it's time to get back on here. Also, please let me know about the new audio setup. As you guys can see, I'm not sure if you guys are noticing, but I'm trying something new with my audio just to make it a little bit easier for me to see if things are working or not. Oops, did not mean to open this. Ooh. Da, 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 do, da. Okay. Anyways. Oh yeah. It's gonna be interesting because now that I have school coming back again, it's not really anticipating it. Especially with now realize I have to lock in. It's like even worse. Cause I have so many assignments I have to do. Granted, that's my bad. Actually, I don't really have that many. I just don't think I'm ready for them. Right? I didn't realize it was the third week of school until just now. Let me see if I don't think I want to fit it up there. I think I'm gonna try and put this one up over here. But yeah. As for how things are going, I don't know. It's whatever. I've been really slacking both on here as well as just personally over the last few days. A lot has been on my mind that I've really needed to work on. And also that, and then realizing at times I'm not the greatest, right? I've been talking about how to an extent I feel like others have wronged me, but I can't neglect the fact that I also wrong other people, right? It's not just a one-way street. There's things that I do that are wrong, there's things that other people do that are wrong too, so I can't really sit here and complain too much without also acknowledging that at times I can be the villain, right? This is in brushes. No, this is in pen. Right? I'm not the hero. Right? Especially with the things that I say, at times I get frustrated really easily. So I really got to get better at honing in that frustration, because I can say things that really hurt people. And I feel like part of what needs to go moving on from here is realizing that there's two sides to a toxic relationship. It's not just a one-sided thing. It normally never is. There's a difference between toxic relationships and abusive relationships, right? With abuse, it's different. But with a toxic relationship, it's not like you only one person is toxic, because then that would be abusive. right? When you have a toxic relationship, it's a two-way street. You're both contributing something to the demise of the other person. So like if I center too much of my toxic relationships with people on the other person without acknowledging the fact that it's also because of me, I can't really get anywhere, right? And I've been like failing to understand that like part of it is also my fault, right? I'm not like just perfectly immune to that criticism. That would be ridiculous for me to be perfectly immune. So what I need to do is to understand that like as much as I'm a victim, I'm also a perpetrator. Obviously, I'm not equating both sides of the equation, because you can have a toxic relationship while also still being abused, right? Like it's not as if both sides are equal, but I'm not gonna sit here and act as if I'm not contributing, right? Because then that's invalidating the other person's feelings, and that could be also a factor that leads to them treating me a specific way. So I don't want to be a person who isn't able to acknowledge that I can mess up, that I can be the one responsible for someone else's pain, right? Like, I'm not perfect, but so are they, right? And even if I'm doing it unintentionally, I'm still doing it. Whether or not I intend upon the damage I'm creating should be irrelevant, because at the end of the day, somebody else is being hurt because of my decisions, because of things I'm choosing to do or not to do. And that's something I would need to work on. So this has been something I've been thinking about, right? And it's coming to my mind, especially now, realizing that like I can't go into new scenarios without fixing myself so that these people that I may be meeting in the future are getting the best version of me, as well as also need to fix myself for the people that have always been there for me, so that they also get the best version of me. Because it's one thing to improve yourself for the future, but it's also another thing to improve yourself for the present, right? Like it's always amazing to be the best person for when you meet someone new, right? But you also need to be the best person for people you already know. You can't just be the version they know of you, right? Like, that's ridiculous. You're trying to be a person who could be causing harm to someone, right? And then another thing I've also noticed is that like I can't just sit here and neglect other people's feelings or make them feel like they're not being heard. You know? I feel like that's also something that needs to be improved on by me. Because I've spent so much time working on myself and looking at the ways other people have hurt me, that I completely forgot that I'm also a person that can hurt others. And like even looking at the way I treat everybody, like it's not perfect. There's so many areas where like I've caused damage that just for some people it just won't be able to be repaired. And I'm sitting here acting as if I'm the only one getting hurt, which is not true. Granted, this really doesn't change too much the opinions I have on other people, but it does put them into context, into perspective. Because at the end of the day, it's a group effort, right? Like, my damage is a combination of the damage I did to other people and the damage people did to me, right? So, while it is true, I don't know, I think that's fine the way it is actually. It's just important to keep that in perspective, right? You're not the only person hurting. I was listening to, I think it was Jim Legacy. It was a Jim Legacy song, and it was like, I think it was talking about how, like, you know, people are getting stuff out the mud. And I was saying, like, you know, in my head I came with this thought. It was like, you know, you may have gotten out of the mud, but everybody's in the mud. And while you were getting out, you were pushing others further down. You know? And it was like, the thought was really just that, you know, we're all in the mud. Some people are all the way down, some people are fully submerged, some people, they're standing on top of it. And I feel like the real success, right? Not like the success you see where people have all this money and stuff. The real success is coming from those who they have spent the time to help others get out of the mud, right? To help others take steps upwards, to get people on the same level as them, just to help others breathe a little bit easier. I think the hands are like up here. Right, and this also comes at a time where I've been really looking at like the person that I've been, because I've definitely come a long way, and there's a lot of things with me that still need to be improved. But I've been looking at it from a perspective of like someone who's been the victim, when in reality I'm not just the victim, I'm also the perpetrator, right? In my life I'm the victim, but in someone else's life I'm the perpetrator. I can't sit here and act as if that isn't true. And that doesn't mean that, like, saying I'm sitting here and acting as if that's not true doesn't mean I'm actively going out of my way to make it seem like I'm always being hurt. Acting like something is true could just mean not acknowledging it, right? If I fail to acknowledge the ways that I've hurt people, that's the equivalent of me hurting people, because I'm not giving it even a fair chance. right? Making things about me that don't need to be about me is hurting people, you know? It's not just about it's not just about the actual physical damage. The physical damage is just a singular part of it. Right? It's just the part that we can see. Right? And this is an especially important thing because this can also be happening while you're being hurt. You could be getting hurt and not realize that while you're fighting back, but you pass the line of self-defense, right? You know, like there's a line of self-defense that you need to realize especially when you're fighting back. Sometimes you're pushing back too far. Sometimes you're doing more damage that was ever done to you. And you can have a reason for it, but it doesn't excuse it, right? Reason doesn't excuse torture, right? Reason doesn't excuse trauma. Because at the end of the day, your reason doesn't matter to the person you hurt, because they're hurt whether or not you had a reason to do it. They're hurt. They're not getting that back. I feel like this is weird. I feel there's something off about this arm. I don't know why I did the arm this early. I normally wait a bit. And this is like an important revelation, because like when I initially came on here, I wasn't going to talk about this. I was going to talk about something else, but I feel like this is more important than the thing I was going to talk about, because this ties in to the thing I was going to talk about, right? And I'm not sure if it depends on how I'm feeling as I'm drawing this, if it's worth it to go into the thing I was talking about, because I feel like the thing I was talking about is more important to me, like the thing, but this is more important for everybody as a whole, because like the things I plan on doing from this point onwards, I can't be the person that I was like 24 hours ago, or like even like 3 minutes ago, in order to be the person I need to be for the future, you know? And I don't think it's worth it to act as if there isn't things that can be done to make sure that that person I am in the future is better. And that's where this sort of rant comes from. It comes from a sort of realization that there's work that needs to be done for me to get to where I want to be. Okay, the one thing I realized with this though, this art, I'm gonna take a break to talk about this, is I kind of messed up the angle because it's supposed to be like this, and it's for the pose, and I just kind of made it straight, so that's why it looks so weird, because it's not matching. I'll try and make do. Like, unfortunately, the arms had to suffer because of my mistake. Anyways, on a side note, I'm really hoping to be able to get all my streaming like prep stuff done. Tomorrow, and then maybe get the stream running, I think, for like this week Thursday, this week Friday, so one of those 2 days. Those are like the ideal days for me right now, but it's coming either this week or next week. I think I'm gonna try and do the 2 time thing next week. I'm gonna do 1 stream in the morning, 1 stream in the night, just to do the trial for both of them. And then I'm gonna pivot to doing the 2 coordinated streams. Now, the plan for the 2 coordinated streams, it's gonna be like the days I have school, because those days are the days where I should be waking up and sleeping at these times. So then it would be like Monday would be one of the days where I have both of them. Tuesday, Wednesday, then it would be Friday. Actually, maybe not Friday, because Friday's kind of packed for me. It'd be like these 3. It'd be these guys, and then maybe Sunday. Actually, definitely not Sunday. It'd be these ones, just these 4 days back to back to back to back, and then take a break over the 3-day weekend. That's what I'm thinking, and then the 3 days where I work on videos. With me, I'm like low-key falling behind on school stuff though. So this is why I need to like sort of get this stuff planned out before I commit to anything. That's why I'm gonna do the trials to see if they can work. This is the first time I've been really like behind at school. Mainly just because I just haven't been paying attention, because like school's low-key boring me right now. Like there's the classes I'm really paying attention in, I keep forgetting I have to do work in them, and the other classes that I'm not really paying too much attention in, it's like I could just care less, and that's why I'm struggling in them. I'm certain I can pull through, because like at least for the little bit of stuff I've gotten back from both of them, I've been like relatively successful. This rib like cage is really pissing me off. It's like not accurate whatsoever. It's really getting to me. I'm like so confused right now. I think I just made a mistake over here. Anyways, I've been like just vibing. Like I've realized like I'm really hard on myself, but I've also realized I'm also not hard enough. Like in the areas where it doesn't matter, I'm like super hard, but like in other areas where like I could be doing damage to people, I'm realize I'm too lax. I need to like be careful with that, because like that's a dangerous sword to hold, especially with my current position. These arms are really pissing me off. Like these do not look natural. I guess it's because of this thing that is going on here. I just think they're too thin, and they're also like just not accurate. This one probably needs to be thicker. It probably needs to go like right here. Like even in the context of what I was talking about earlier, right? There was a point in time where there was a bunch of people I used to play like Minecraft with, and there was this one guy, right? And long story short, I haven't talked to him in a while, and he's sort of like, for a long point in time, just kind of blocked me all over the place, and like just tried to act as if I didn't exist. And it's funny because in my head, for a long period of time, even up until just very recently, I've always looked back at that memory as like, damn, I wish I could still have played. You know, like I didn't, as much as I was wronged, I looked back at it as less of a thing where like, oh, I wish this didn't happen, and more of a thing where it's like, you know, I wish even though it happened, I wish nothing had changed. And I feel like that's also an issue. Being unable to look at, you know, events and seeing like the way things turned out as just a consequence of things. Like, it may not seem that serious, and it probably isn't. Maybe I'm just overblowing it. But just the mere fact that I wasn't able to realize how, like, you know, maybe this isn't a bad result is problematic, right? Like, and it's problematic not because I could have been hurt, but just because like it's like acting as if like the only thing wrong with the scenario is just the fact that I got banned, right? Or the fact that like I can't play with those people on that server anymore. Completely forgetting the fact that, you know, maybe that server didn't deserve me, or maybe this is a better outcome. I'm not even gonna try with feet with this one. Like, I'm just gonna like. I'm just gonna mill it in, because like I'm gonna need to spend my own dedicated time on feet, bro. I cannot draw them for my life. Honestly, these feet, these legs might be a little bit weird, but I'm not gonna pay too much attention to them, because I think overall, this is probably not bad, but I am like not really liking the way I went about doing it. I feel like the way I went about doing this one is like a bad overall. Another thing I've noticed is that I'm terrible with following in my own footsteps. Like, I give people advice, but then I don't listen to it, right? Or I say something and then I do exactly the opposite, you know? And it's like, obviously I'm human, you know, like, but that doesn't excuse the fact that I know what's right and wrong, and it takes me a bit to like correct, but it shouldn't. I should be able to, you know what it is? I think this needs to be smaller and moved more to this side. So I'm gonna do that. It's weird because like I spend a lot of time getting mad at myself, but it's like it feels like I'm never mad at myself for the right things. It's always for the things that don't really matter that much, or the things that only cause like subtle self harms. But like, for example, I'm not mad at myself for my social anxiety problems. I'm not mad at myself for, well, I am. That's a lie. It's more of like a thing where I never bring that up to the forefront, or like I never spend the time to try and fix them. I feel like with me now, those are finally getting addressed, but they're only getting addressed because I realized that some things aren't possible unless I take action right now. And it's only being addressed because of my own selfish reasons, not because I realized I needed to work on them. And because of that, things just aren't working out for me. Overall, the moral of my lessons today is just be able to change, you know? And sometimes it's worth it to just reflect on yourself. Because clearly I haven't done enough of that, you know? Like, I've never realized how bad I was until I hurt somebody so much that it's just, you don't want to be in the position where it takes you damaging other people to realize your own faults. And that's what happened with me. Right? And like, the good news is that I know now, but it's too late now. The damage has been done now. You know? And like, we're at 38 minutes in this video, and the thing is, I'm not sure if I'll ever remember this if I don't say it in this video, so I might as well just make this video an hour long and I'll be tired tomorrow. With me, I don't know if it's better for me to assume for the worst in situations, or for me to be optimistic for the best, especially when situations considering other people. Like, part of me is always dreaming of these what ifs, you know? Right? These beautiful, handpicked situations that are the best possible outcomes. But the other part of me expects the pain that comes from the defeat. I don't know which one is better. I don't know which one should be the one I listen to. Which one should be the one I respect? This looks so weird. I will say, it's gotten me this far, assuming that nothing will work out. But who knows that I might have been better assuming things would, you know? I've never, like, for example, I've never even thought of the idea of asking somebody out because I just assumed the answer is no, right? And then even if the answer is yes, that I would mess it up somewhere along the way, or something, some imaginary number of other what ifs that could potentially happen that could lead it to not succeeding. And it's like, yeah, those things are possible, but like those things didn't happen. So who knows if it was a good thing that I did that or a bad one. And I'm assuming the answer is, well, nobody knows. But part of me sits here thinking to myself, would I be better suited to be in that position? These hands are ugly. I'm just gonna forget about them. You know, like, I just feel like I've shot myself in the foot for my future being too wary in the past, you know? And now I'm in this position where there's this opportunity that I know if I don't take it, right? If I don't at least try at some point, I will never live it down, right? It's not something that I can just sit here and go, well, you know, it's not gonna work out, or right? This is something where it's like I've already realized that there's nothing else. I have to do something. You know? Right? There's no way that this will ever not happen. And I just need to try, in my mind. Right? But I'm too afraid. I'm sitting here thinking, like, I'm constantly thinking of these what ifs, right? These dream scenarios. But does it even matter in the long run, you know? Right? Are these even worth it to care about in reality? Or are these just facades? Are these mirages of change, you know? And it's one of those situations where in my head I can't stop thinking of the what ifs, because it's what I actually want, obviously. But I also know that I feel like when push comes to shove, it's not gonna be the what ifs. It's gonna be the I already know the answers, the instant rejection, right? But I'm okay with both of those responses. Like, even though obviously I want one and rather than the other. I feel like I want some answer, right? I need an answer. That's what I need. But deep down, I'm afraid of this third nebulous option that isn't either. And that's what's stopping me. And I've gotten to the point, and I've gotten into a scenario where I've realized that no matter what, that third option isn't worth losing either of the other two. Because at least the other two give you some sense of closure in your scenario. With me, if I just listen to my gut and go with the third option, I get nothing and I feel worse. But I don't know what to do. Because like, it could be a better scenario, it could be a worse one, but overall it is an answer, and that's what I need right now. And I think I'm done with this one. This one isn't the best. The hands are like crazy. I normally am good with the hands. Like the last few, I've been pretty good with the hands. Right? This one's pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. Like this one was nice. I think I really cooked with these hands. This one, not so much. So I don't know. I think that's a decent cut. Probably not the best work I've done, but I think it's definitely good. Even looking at it now, there's parts I would love to improve, but I feel like I'm over time on when I normally finish these videos. But I would like to at least talk for the last bit about, like, you know, my situation. I'm just too stagnant with my situation. I know that I need to do something. Because if I don't do anything, then nothing good comes out of it. But do I want to do something? Not really. I wish that the solution could come straight to me. And part of this probably was instilled in me at some point. Because, like, I know that in the past, I wasn't afraid of what I'm afraid of right now. There's been people in the past where I've been able to do what I'm afraid of right now with no fear, knowing exactly what I meant. But now I'm afraid all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden it's a problem that this, and it's just nebulous. I'm essentially at this point in my life where I'm at a crossroads where I know that no matter what, the way forward is doing something. If I continue to do nothing, I'll continue to let myself get run over. And I'm not willing to let that happen anymore. But at the same time, getting run over is what I'm used to. I'm used to that. I'm used to being the laughing stock. I'm used to being the one who is just sitting there, you know. So now I'm just kind of sitting here thinking to myself, and it's been playing in the back of my head. I've been playing these two scenarios in the back of my head, you know, the possibilities, but also the rejections. And it's like, I'm sitting here thinking of the two, and I don't want one of them, but I'm okay with both of them, right? But at the end of the day, when it comes to actually making the decision happen, I'm afraid of that third, that uncertainty, that possibility, you know, the one that really hurts, that isn't a yes or a no, and I'm letting that stop me. At the end of the day, I know that it's either I do something or I forever hate myself, and I don't know if I'm willing to go for that do something right now. I don't know, but I do know that forever hate myself isn't worth it. It isn't worth it to forever hate myself. Anyways, that's another video. This one's pretty long, but I think I got what I need to get done here. Worked on some art for an hour. I can't believe these drawings take me an hour to do. Like, the last few ones have been, I guess it took me like maybe 30 minutes for the other two, but this one took an hour, and I don't even think it's that good, which is pretty sad. I think the other two are better overall. Like, looking at the other two, these two, I like these two more. This one's my best one, in my opinion. This one, I don't know. Anyways, really appreciate you guys for watching this far. If you did, comment your opinions, your thoughts. Let me know how you guys think of the new audio setup. It's interesting. I'm using Voicemeeter now, so I can control everything in Voicemeeter. I've sort of configured it now so that, like, I've got the audio routing into Voicemeeter back into OBS. At some point in time, I might go to Voicemeeter Potato just to get extra B outs, so I can do both, route two audios into OBS, but we'll see. For now, I'm just gonna keep it as is and, you know, make do with that. Anyways, you guys have really appreciated this one. I appreciate you guys, you know. It's taken me a while to get this far, especially with, like, you know, working on myself. But not just working on myself, like working with other people. It's very hard. In not even just this way, but in a lot of ways, it's very hard to just sit here thinking for so much. And it was also a very hard revelation, realizing that, you know, sometimes people can put up a front of being super strong, and just inside you're hurting them so hard that they can't even, they have to keep the facade up. So with that said, thank you very much. See you guys later, and enjoy on streams later this week. No promises, you know I'm terrible with those. Anyways, thank you very much. I'll see you guys later.